is what bothers me is that we're hearing drivers, and I guess I bring Denny Hamlin up. Denny Hamlin says, I don't understand Goodyear why we test. To make a long story short, he was bitching all weekend about the tires. But at the end of the day, Goodyear...
He just did.
Complaining.
Sorry.
Goodyear.
You're on a roll. Go.
You're darn right I am. Goodyear has done a fantastic job this year. And Goodyear had 7 different winners heading into that race. We had 7 different winners at Dover. That's incredible. And the other thing about it is Goodyear had a tire that's the only fit tire for one team. That's not fair. They try to balance between all 43.
And how refreshing was it to see all that rubber on the track? We all liked that. As soon as the track rubbered up, you thought, a Strata.
Okay. Get back to the tire real quick. I just want to say something.
Great tire.
It was a very, very good tire. I thought when we went up there and we tested, there was a whole barrage of us. We had the 42, the 18 had a great test up there. The 9 was up there. I mean, there's a whole bunch of cars. 47. There's a whole bunch of them. And typically at Dover, you have anywhere we go to, you go into the corner with this car. Once the car lands, gets into max lateral G, vertical G, it just pushes. Once it gets on the bump stops, it pushes up the racetrack. You put that tire on the car, and the car turned. And we were overextended, trying to make that car turn in the spring race. We put that tire on there, we could actually back up from some of that stuff. So we really thought, and Skinner, who was on that tire, man, that's going to be great. Everybody's going to love it. And
I agree.
They didn't. I don't know why.
The car would turn when you landed, which was refreshing. Go ahead, Steve.
Let's go to the highlights.
I think highlights.
Estrada. All right. Rain in the morning. Started the race on a green racetrack.
You got to endorse what you believe in.
And what we're talking about, look at that, Sands. The track is, they call it the white, the whiteness of it. And when 20 laps, his first caution, you're going to see the rubber take to that racetrack just absolutely incredible. That's when rubber takes the track, it makes it a lot better race.
Yeah, and you know what it does, Jimmy? It gives drivers confidence. You run down the corner, if it's white all across through there, you're like, oh, I wonder if I can stick there. But when you see all that rubber, you know there's places for you to race.
Well, we already saw in that piece, 2 tires. We started seeing 2 tire changes and trying to get guys in track position. Didn't qualify as well, and we started already seeing strategy to get to the front of the field.
And the reason they took 2 tires at that point is we'd only gone 25 laps before the competition caution, so you didn't need a full fuel load, so they were just making the most of their time in the pits to try to maintain that track position.
Let's take another look at the Joey Logano incident early in this race. I'm curious, if Michael, Jimmy, you guys as race car drivers, was anybody at fault in this?
No, that was a racing deal. Bobby Labonte, spotter said he was clear. Bobby starts to move down. Joey lifts a little bit to let it in. Tony's coming full bore. He doesn't know. And to me, it was just pure racing at Dover. Unfortunately, Joey got the bad end of that, but fortunately, no one got hurt.
Chad, agree or disagree?
Well, here's the deal. I'm not saying it was Bobby Labonte's fault. I'm not saying he did it on purpose. I'm not saying that the spotters didn't say he was clear. I'm not saying any of that stuff, but I'm saying the whole reason that happened is because the 96 came down. If the 96 had stayed up in his lane, they wouldn't have had that problem. Now, if the spotter said that he was clear, then he was doing what he was told. So, however that rays out. But, I mean, if you were going to pinpoint it right there, I'd say it was the 96.
And like Chad said, watch. There is room for Bobby to be up high. Bobby went to the bottom on purpose. He had a lane out there on his own, so Bobby's move did result in a crash, but darn, it's hard to blame a guy for just taking a lane that was there. It just was circumstantial, Steve, I think, that led to this terrible crash, and as Joey said, it really scared him.
I bet it did.
He said he'd been on some roller coasters, and none of them were that much craziness going on.
You can tell it in his voice, but he's a young kid, and he'll recoup from it, and the Home Depot got a lot of coverage, baby. It was on every news channel this morning.
We were sitting on the red flag on the backstretch, and my spotter said, Ty Norris, he said, as I've heard before, that'll make Sports Center, and I think it did.
Yes, it did.